G'day folks, this afternoon I'm fishing at one of my favourite places, the Waranga Basin. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Now the Waranga Basin is full. It is chockers. That mud is very sinky, look at that. Wow. Now I can see a lot of green grass out there. I don't know how deep it is there. I'm hoping that I can wade out up to my waist and then cast some soft plastics for redfin. I'm starting off with the new Striped Tiger Galaxia minnow. Hopefully I can wade out past that grass a little bit. Well, I'm waist deep. My shoulder bag is already in the water. So I might just go over there a little bit. It looks like there's not as much grass over there. I might be able to fish around the edge of it. The water's actually very nice. Picked up a few hitchhikers along the way. The water's very nice. Got him. Just about to lift that out of the water then. Oh, he got off. I was just about to lift my plastic out of the water and a little redfin hit it. Hello mudlarks. Mudlarks or magpie lark or peewee or whatever people like to call you these days. I'm quite right there. You birds keep it down a little bit. I can't hear the rap music coming out of that jet ski. Got him. It's taken a while, it's been a little bit slow. Haven't even seen any bust ups or anything. That's not a bad redfin. Not as big as the ones I caught this morning though. I'll tell you about them in a moment. No, he's only small. Smaller than I thought. There we go. Nice small redfin. I'll unhook him. That was caught on the Galaxia minnow by Striped Tiger redfin. See you later, mate. Now, I'll put my camera back on my scone and I'll tell you what happened this morning. You see, the reason I'm at Waranga Basin is because I was invited over to fish Lake Eplock by a friend of mine, John Croxford. So we went to Lake Eplock, or I went to Lake Eplock and met John there this morning. We fished for 5 or 6 hours. We had a wonderful morning and I caught a massive redfin that was 43 and a half centimetres long. Equal to my PB, a 43 and a half centimetre redfin. I kept that, plus 2 around 30 centimetres, plus 2 around 25 centimetres, and we caught a stack of smaller redfin, but I wasn't filming. I could have filmed. John was more than happy for me to film, but I just wanted to catch up with John and have a wonderful, relaxing fishing trip without having to worry about any filming. So we just caught up, had lots of fun. I caught a massive redfin. There's another one. I caught that massive redfin and I said to John, when I leave I might stop at the Waranga Basin because I just love the place so much and I'll have a fish there on the way home. And I've just caught just 2 or 3 casts. Eplock, deliver the goods. See you later, mate. Oh, and the big fish that I caught at Lake Eplock, because I know you'll want to know, it was caught on a what are they called? A jiggle fishing lipless crankbait. I don't think that you can get them anymore. I used to use them a lot at Lake Eplock chasing the yellow belly, and I'd put the link in the video description, but I don't think they're available anymore, which is a shame because they were an absolute gem, a real ripper of a little lipless crankbait, and I've still got half a dozen left and I still use them until I run out. Got him. That one hit a bit closer in. That's 3. That's probably nearly the biggest one today. Well, they're certainly going after the Galaxia. At Lake Eplock with Johnny Croxford this morning, we must have caught 100 redfin that size, I reckon. Lake Eplock is just going bonkers. I forgot to mention before, between Lake Eplock and here, when I left Lake Eplock, I caught up with Rowan. My good friend Rowan from RKJ Fishing and his wife. And we just sat on the bank of the Campaspe River and chatted for a while, and it was just wonderful. So I've had a great day. Oh, and one other eventful thing that happened to me today. Apart from catching a heap of redfin, including my equal PB at Lake Eplock, and then catching up with Rowan, and something else that happened when I rang Rowan to see if he wanted to come and wet a line, and he was already down the river fishing with his wife. So he told me where he was, and I jumped onto Google Maps to see if I could find it, but I couldn't see, so I went to grab my reading glasses to read Google Maps, and guess where they were? In John Croxford's boat at Bendigo. So I've got no reading glasses at the moment. I've got my old pair at home that I can use when I get home. John has kindly offered to mail them out to me, to post them to me in the mail. Idiot. Got him. Yeah. Got a few now. No size, but it's okay. Having lots of fun. Oh, he's going to get... No, he nearly got me Galaxia, you know. See you later, mate. I absolutely love this type of fishing. Whether it's here at the Waranga Basin, up at Lake Hume, Lake Buffalo, Lake William Hovell, doesn't matter. Just wet wading in the heat, to get in the water to escape the heat. Casting soft plastics for redfin. It's just one of my favourite forms of fishing. Got him. Well, this might be a better one. This might be a bit... Sometimes it's easy to make that call when the fish is a long way out, so I've just got to be careful not to get too excited. As they're getting closer, they start feeling smaller. He's getting closer. He still feels bigger than the others, but I don't think he's a huge fish. There we go, look at that. He's probably the biggest one I've caught here, but only just. I was just about to say the biggest one today, but that's not even close compared to that monster that I caught at Lake Eplock. I've got to admit, I thought it was a lot bigger than that when it was way out there further. Gone. See ya. See you later, mate. Now I'll show you how I'm working this soft plastic. I've got, I don't even know what size jig head that is. It's quite heavy, maybe 1/8 of an ounce, I think. I've got quite a heavy jig head on. I cast it out. Normally I let it sink, but I can't let it sink too far here because there's a lot of green grassy stuff in the water. So I let it sink just a little bit, then I just jerk it back in. Sort of jerk, 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 then let it sink a bit, wind up the slack. Jerk, 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 wind up the slack. That sort of keeps it moving. The whole idea is just to make it bounce up and down like that. You can just cast them out, then retrieve them, all soft plastics. As long as they wiggle a little bit and there's a bit of a moving, there's a moving part, they will catch fish. But I find just, see what I'm doing with my rod tip? Just bouncing that up and down, it just makes it look a lot more natural. This is coming in straight, it just comes in like that, but when you bounce it up and down, I don't think the camera is going to be picking that up, but when you bounce it up and down, it just looks a lot more lifelike. So cast it out, let it sink a little bit, then bounce it up and down all the way back in. And that's it. Well, I've just changed jig head sizes, and I'll explain that shortly. And I've also changed lures. I've gone to the black and gold. No, I've got a reason for the jig head change, but no real reason for the colour change other than I just thought I'd try this because it's got a bit of gold flake in it. Now, the reason I've changed jig head sizes, a lot of the fish that I'm catching are in quite close. One of the questions that I get asked the most is, what's the best size jig head? And there are so many variables. It depends where you're fishing. Do you need something that's going to sink fast? Do you need to cast far? You know, the name of the game when you're fishing with a soft plastic is to retrieve it as slowly as possible. And a lighter jig head will allow you to fish it slower because it allows the soft plastic to sink slower. It doesn't sink so fast, so therefore you can slow your retrieve right down. But also with a lighter jig head, you can't cast as far, and it doesn't sink as quickly. Now here where I am now, the fish, most of the fish I'm hooking have been in close, and because of the weeds, there's a lot of grass, some sort of grass or weeds or something in the water. I'm not letting the lure sink, so I don't seem to need as much casting distance, and I don't need the lure to sink. So it makes sense to go a smaller jig head, and that's exactly why. Look at that, bang. By fishing it a bit slower, it will increase your hookup rate, absolutely every time. It gives the fish more of a chance to engulf the lure, or in that case just smack the lure. So whether you're fishing for trout in a stream or redfin in a lake, see you later, mate. Whether you're fishing for trout in a stream or redfin in a lake, when you're fishing with soft plastics, the name of the game is to fish it as slowly as possible. I had a 1/8, now I've got a 1/16. I could probably even go down even smaller again to a 1/32. I'd sacrifice more casting distance again, and it wouldn't sink as fast, but I don't think that would matter so much today. If all the fish were way out there further, well then I'd need the heavier jig head. Or if this was a river with a lot of current, I'd need the heavier jig head. So the aim is to fish your soft plastic as slowly as you can. So the smallest jig head that you can get away with on any given day is what you want to do. That's the size you want. The smallest one you can get away with. That is rigged perfect. It's coming out through the centre at the top. You know, I've rigged thousands of soft plastics and I still stuff it up. Sometimes I poke it through too far up and it puts a bit of a curve in it, or it comes out the side instead of the back. But that one's rigged absolutely perfect. I've nailed that one. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Don't be too hard on yourself when you're soft plastic fishing. As long as it wriggles, you're in with a chance. It doesn't matter if it's a bit skew-iff on the hook or the hook comes out the side. It doesn't even matter if the soft plastic's on upside down. As long as it wriggles in the water, then the fish are likely to take an interest in it. Well, this is a better fish. This feels like a better fish. Oh, don't say that, Robbie. I keep telling myself, don't say that. Because normally when you say that, you get it all the way in and you think, oh, it's not really that much better. It was just a long way out. And that could happen now. Yep, look at that. Oh no, he's definitely a better fish. Just not as much better as I first thought he was. Oh yeah, the fish are getting a tiny wincy little bit bigger. The fishing's slowed here a little bit for now, so what I might do, go back to my car, grab a cold drink, then when I come back I might go for a walk around there and have a bit of an explore. This is my 14 litre Engel fridge. I've got it plugged into my EcoFlow in the car. But check this out. Go in here to grab a drink. Look at the size of this big kahuna. Hold him over here so I can get him. Dropped him in the dirt.
Back by popular demand and catch a little red fin and yellow belly if I can. How does it feel? Is it fantastic? Is it grand?
Well, how would I know? I've never caught a yellow belly in the Waranga Basin. Got him. Yeah, baby. Just making my way along the bank here. I caught all those fish just over there before, and the plan was after having a drink and then observing my big redfin. This feels a bit bigger, this one. I'm gonna make the call. This is the biggest one today. Yep, look at that. Well, biggest one here from the Waranga Basin. Not the biggest one today. That's the big one that's in my esky. There we go. I haven't got a camera to take any photos, so I'll just hold it up and show you. It's just too wet. My mobile phone's lost its waterproofness after a few hard knocks. Waranga wedfin. See you later, mate. Yeah, just peacefully and quietly swam away. That fish was just hooked in front of me here in some quite shallow water. I'm standing up to my waist in water. There's another one. The same spot. Gone. That snapped my line and took my jig head. It wasn't that big. I reckon there might be an issue with the knot. I actually reckon there might have been an issue with the jig head. It was a very old and rusty jig head. So maybe it had a bit of rust or something on it that snapped the line, I don't know. But for whatever reason, that fish is gone. Gone far, far away. Go away, stupid march flies. I can see a massive bust up of fish over there in the shallows. I can just see heaps of fish splashing around. Is it a huge big bust up of redfin, or is it big carp in the shallows over there? All I can see is heaps of fish just jumping everywhere. No, they're redfin. It's a huge bust up. I think they're big carp. Whatever they are, they're big something. That's right next to them all. Oh no. It's just a really shallow bit of water, look. Look, it gets really shallow and rocky here. Take the camera off my head. It gets really shallow and rocky. And what I thought was a bust up is it's just this shallow water breaking up on the surface here, look. Oh, that's what you get for leaving your glasses in John's boat, Robbie. You idiot. From a distance it looked like a bust up, all the water just breaking over these shallow rocks here. You idiot. You idiot. As Holly would say, lol. You can hear the music blaring from those jet skis. Got him. It's been a while since I caught one. It's not a very big one, but it's a one. Similar size to most. Go on. Got him. Small one, this one. Is this the smallest one of the day? I think it is, or smallest one of this trip. It's got to be close if it's not. Go on, ski. To my lure, straight back out. There's not a second to lose. There could be another one out there, a bigger one. A granddaddy one. A 45 centimetre one, to be bigger than the one that I've got in my fridge. My angle. Got him. It's in a world of my own when that fish hit then. Ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Another one bites the dust. Starting to get those nice late afternoon colours on him. The sun's getting low in the sky. Love this time of the day. Mudlark's a bit upset about something. There is something hitting that. I thought there was something hitting that. Look at the size of him. Gone. I don't think this mudlark likes me. Got him. Still no sign of any big ones. Believe it or not, I've caught more keeper-sized redfin off the bank here doing this than I ever have at Lake Hume. There's a lot of really nice redfin at Lake Hume, but when I'm fishing from the bank I nearly always catch small ones. Here I catch a lot of small ones, but I have caught a few really nice ones as well. There's been times I've just found a school of nice sized fish and kept 7 or 8 nice sized redfin just doing this. Well folks, I hope you've picked up a few pointers and a few tips from this redfin fishing video. Once again, I've had a fantastic relaxing afternoon of wet wading and flicking plastics around the banks of the Waranga Basin. Thank you all very, very much for watching.